What's up, guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video. Today we are going to be showcasing 5 teams for you to use in the Master League to help you climb elo in the Go Battle League. If you are someone that is newer to the Master League, maybe you're not sure what to run, if you're someone that is a little bit bored looking for a fun new team to run, or if you're somebody that already has some good teams but you're like, maybe I could try this team out as well, I have those Pokemon, this is the video for you. Before we get into it, if you want to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, I'd appreciate it. And here we go. Top 5, or I should say 5 elite teams to use in the Open Master League. Team number 1 comes from the European International Champion himself. That is Tonton Batus. Apologies. I know last time I said that when I was recapping his EUIC run, people were making fun of my pronunciation. But would you rather me just say it like totally an American accent, like Tonton Batus? You wouldn't like that, right? So at least I'm trying, right? At least I'm trying. Tonton. Okay? But he's got a team featuring Mamo, the woolly mammoth, as I like to call him, Mamoswine, and Reshiram and Giratina origin form. Now, Mamoswine can be a nice little core breaker in the Open Master League. It's a non-legendary Pokemon, but yet that ice typing hits a lot of things for super effective in the Master League. There's a lot of dragon types, and Mamoswine with Powder Snow Avalanche paces fairly quickly to a really solid charge move in Avalanche. And then, of course, in those certain situations where you're against a Steel type, you can also have that high horsepower nuke option to really inflict a lot of super effective damage. Reshiram is going to be on a couple of teams in this video, and Reshiram, a Pokemon I don't have built, but I really like from what I've seen others use, because of that Dragon Fire dual typing, acts really well as a safe swap to lure out the potential fairy types and not get totally hard punished by the fairy types. And that Fusion Flare is a really good move to inflict some serious damage. Giratina origin, a Master League staple in the back, running the standard moveset of Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, and Ominous Wind. A Pokemon that's going to do really well against kind of the elemental types, like a Kyogre, for example, because of that dragon typing. And if you see the rare counter user in the Master League, that ghost typing, gonna really help it there. So Mamo, Reshiram, Giratina origin. And it's funny because Tonton is known for running his Shadow Dragonair in the Open Great League, and in Master League he's got that Mamoswine to counter those dragons. So a fun team from him. That is team number 1, and we will go to team number 2, to a Master League specialist, Mr. Fraggenwagon. We featured one of his teams before in these videos, and this team features Kyogre, Dialga, and Xerneas. And you may be wondering, Rise, why was the Giratina shiny? Why was the Kyogre shiny? Is there an Easter egg? Do I need to run a shiny? No. You know, Editor Chris, as I like to call him, just wanted some decoration, a little bit of shiny appeal to the shiny lovers watching this video. So you don't need to run the shiny. If you got it, you got it. But Purple Kyogre, shout out. He's just there for decoration. But we got Kyogre in the lead, running Waterfall, Surf, Origin, Pulse. Kyogre is going to be a great answer to the ground types like Groudon, like Excadrill in the Master League. Metagross, another great lead for Kyogre, resisting that steel damage. Dialga, one of the most common Pokemon in the Master League, and acts as a terrific safe swap. There aren't a whole lot of things that Dialga can't threaten in some form. Excadrill, right, is a great answer to Dialga, but you do have to throw your energy. Otherwise, that Draco Meteor is going to threaten to one-shot your Excadrill. And then, of course, things like Zacian, the fairy types, not ideal for Dialga, but you do have that super effective Iron Head coverage. So Dialga has just so long been such a staple of the Master League with its oppressive Dragon Breath damage and its hard-hitting charge moves as well. And then Xerneas, of course, the benefactor of the Geomancy buff, got this new move. And Xerneas used to be like okay, in my opinion, it used to be like a lesser version of Zacian. Like Zacian was just flat out better because Xerneas had to run Tackle as its fast move, which isn't the best energy generation move. Now with Geomancy, you're going to be generating energy much faster and getting to these moves very quickly. So Xerneas has now, I would say, maybe surpassed Zacian, arguably, Zacian's still really good as well, but arguably has passed Zacian in terms of how good it is in the Master League because of how fast the energy generation of Geomancy is. So Kyogre, Dialga, Xerneas. Let's see, some core breakers for this team could include like a I don't know, a Zacian lead with Wild Charge, but like other than that, this team seems pretty flexible. You've got your two back Pokemon. Let's see, what would the safe swap typically be? Yeah, so like let's say you lead into a Dialga. I guess you could swap your own, or you could just go straight into Xerneas. I think either makes sense. So a bit of a flexible backline, and Kyogre trying to get those hard win leads. That is the team from Mr. Fraggin' Wagon, fellow streamer. Be sure to go check him out. Team number 3 comes from a legend. A man who can walk on water, who can... I'll just stop. Mr. Though Technical, a favorite in the community, a legend of a dude, and he is running a team with Rayquaza, Zacian, and Rhyperior in the back. And Rhyperior, I'm not completely sold on, but Though did beat me in GBL at the end of last season with his Rhyperior. And with Mud Slap, Rock Wrecker, and Breaking Swipe, that addition of Breaking Swipe makes it a little bit more interesting, a move that it can get to rather quickly. Whereas before with Mud Slap's not the best energy generation. So Mud Slap was getting to Rock Wrecker or Superpower quite slowly, or Surf. Gets up that Breaking Swipe a little bit quicker. And also, it gives you some more coverage against those dragons, where you can debuff them, and suddenly Mud Slaps are probably looking a little bit better compared to the damage that you are taking. Rayquaza is a very solid Pokemon now with Dragon Tail, Breaking Swipe, Dragon Ascent. All three moves are very solid moves. Breaking Swipe going to be able to debuff the opposition, and I think this team is pretty dang good. One concern could be an opposing fairy in the lead, so something like a Zacian or a Xerneas in the lead. You kind of get core broken with your lead and your Rhyperior, so I don't know what you do there. Maybe you come in your own Zacian and just kind of hope they stay in, or try and dance around in the end. But really solid team from Mr. Though Technical, who we all know, terrific battler, terrific streamer, terrific all-around guy. I encourage you to check him out if you're one of the few that do not know him already. Team number 4 goes to Miss Mish, and Mish, really fun gal. I encourage you to check out her stream. She's rocking Metagross, Reshiram, and Palkia. So another Reshiram team. And this team, I think, is a really good example of an ABB line that will function well for you if you want to try it out. Because just on paper, Metagross, you're going to hard win a lot of the fairy leads, like Zacian, like Xerneas. Reshiram is oftentimes going to lure out the fairy type if there is one. And if you're able to lure out the fairy type, you clean it up with Metagross. Metagross up energy hits pretty much everything with some threatening damage. And then Palkia, once the fairy has been lured out, should hopefully do really well in the back. Worst case scenario would be something like Kyogre, a fairy type, and then like a Dialga. So that would be the Fraggin' Wagon team. So if the Fraggin' Wagon team plays the Mish team, the Fraggin' Wagon team is going to win. Or at least it should win. But a fun team here. Palkia doesn't get a ton of love. His brother Dialga seems to be much more popular, but Palkia is a very strong Pokemon as well. Perhaps because Aqua Tail doesn't see as much use in the Master League. There's not a whole lot it's useful against with so many dragons. But Aqua Tail is a pretty inexpensive move that does get same type attack bonus from Palkia, and you're able to really do some nice work against the ground types like Groudon and Excadrill, among others. So yeah, really like this team from Mish. And once again, I encourage you to go check out her stream. That's team number 4. And team number 5 goes to a man who has more XP than my wildest dreams can even fathom. A man with more Stardust than I will probably obtain in my lifetime. That is Mr. Fleeceking. And, oops, graphic leak there, but a bit of a teaser. Mr. Fleece King, really popular in the community, kind of branches, mostly known for his grinding, being one of the first people to hit level 50 in the game, and has a really big following on social media. Also does some PvP himself and has hit legend. So I'm not 100% sure if this is the team he hit legend with. Maybe you guys could let me know. But I want to say, I could be wrong, but I want to say this is the team that Fleece King uses to hit legend, because I think he normally hits legend in the Master League. That's like his best league. And it's Giratina Origin with Zacian and Excadrill, 3 really strong Pokemon. Giratina Origin, as we talked about, Master League staple. Zacian, of course, is one of the safest Pokemon in the Master League. And then Excadrill, a really nice hard punish to things like Dialga, to things like Melmetal, does quite well against. I know Melmetal isn't really a hard check because Melmetal has access to superpower. But Excadrill also does well against Rayquaza, does fairly well against Lugia. Lugia's so bulky, it's actually not like the most comfortable. But Excadrill, I would say its biggest role is just being a hard check to Dialga. And it makes sense, right? Because you've got something weak to Dialga in the lead to answer Sir Dialga in the back. And this has been the staple by Mr. Fleece King to help him reach that legend rank in the past few seasons. At least that's what I believe. Also, one last note with Zacian. You do have a flexible moveset with Zacian. We saw a previous team opted for Quick Attack Zacian. That was Tho's team. We see Fleece King opting for Snarl. I think both have merit. Depending on your team composition, you could also opt for Wild Charge if you feel like you need more Kyogre coverage or something like that. But yeah, Zacian, a Pokemon. I got into a debate with somebody because I said Zacian is like the Pokemon that you like least know what charge moves it's going to run. Not necessarily that it has the most moves or the most flexible move set, but I feel like when you see a Zacian, like you see a Zacian in the lead, like what are the odds you can correctly predict what moves it's running? Do you know if it's running Quick Attack or Snarl? Do you know if it's running Play Rough, Wild Charge, Close Combat? Out of those 3, I feel like you never really know what they're running. Maybe you guys do know, you Master League specialists in the comments. But yeah, I feel like Zacian can always throw you for a curveball, and sometimes it feels like they always have the move that they need in the moment. But all that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just a quick run through 5 elite teams in the Open Master League to help you gain some elo and try and hit your goals this Go Battle League season. My voice is slowly coming back. It's probably, I said it was like 60% yesterday. It's probably up to like 70, 80% today. It's amazing what a good night's sleep does. I was feeling pretty sick like yesterday, and I just had a really good night's sleep. Probably like 8.5 hours. I was just out, and I feel quite a bit better today. So hope you guys feel good wherever you are, and I hope you have a great rest of your day or night. All that said, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, once again, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, comment down below. All comments are appreciated, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.